Okay, so I wanted to do this basically because I've kind of always had like a dream of running a talk show and or a podcast. But I figured what better way to start than with my husband because a lot of my followers have been following me and for a while, and we've been through a lot this last year.
2023, man. Let me tell you.
It's been crazy. And a lot of them know kind of like the gist of a point in time that I feel like was very, very dark. And I've never like completely opened up about it.
Okay.
And you like didn't talk about it at all because you don't go to social
She
media for
didn't.
nothing.
She didn't completely open up, and I didn't open up at all.
And so I figured with my husband's permission, we would, with your permission, we would
Let's talk about some
talk
things.
about some things. So it might get emotional. Are
Might
you
get a
ready
little
for that?
emotional.
Are you ready for it?
Tis why I have a beverage. I'm not going to say what kind of beverage, but those who know,
We're
know.
gonna edit that out, right?
It's a beverage. It's a beverage.
Okay.
I didn't say anything else.
All right.
But you got
So
me.
I took notes or whatever.
She took some
So
notes.
I did. So there, I just. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm like, listen. This is part of the reason why I'm here. I'm the comic relief because it's going to get dark. You see, we got black on.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Like this wasn't even
See, she
planned.
ain't even say. We got black on all the way down to the shoes.
Okay, I don't have shoes on.
Well, my shoes.
Okay.
And they're black. And yeah, but anyway, it's going to get dark. Hope you're ready.
Oh, I hope
It's
so too.
interesting.
Well, now, okay. Let me open up my notes. Jeez. Okay. I can't even.
Wait till you see the blooper reel.
Yeah. Right.
You got to see that. Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
quiet on the set.
Okay. Yeah. Sir. Security. Security. He can go now. Okay. Anyway,
All right.
I was saying, like, first and foremost, like we were saying, there's a lot to unpack here. And honestly, if we literally got down to like the nitty gritty, we'd probably be here for like 4 hours. But we're not going to do that.
Be like Cat Williams, boy. We be boy, boy, oh
Oh,
boy.
I don't want him to at me.
But see,
So
this is 20. This is 20. That was 2024. We talking about 2023.
yeah, we
Anyway,
are
go.
talking. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay. My turn to talk.
Yes,
All right. Thank
I forgot who was
you.
the host here.
Okay. Anyway, so let's start back to, I know we're talking about 2023, but let's start late 2022 because late 2020, late 2022, I found out that I was pregnant with Taya. And so that was our fifth baby. And initially, I didn't tell you. You kind of found out on your own. And I think we did, like, if I'm thinking back, I'm pretty sure like I recorded asking you like how did you find out? Because I wanted to record your reaction by me telling you, but you found out before that. So, anyways, I think I did record that, but I wanted to go back to that time because I feel like it was like a key turning point to like a lot of the things that happened in the last year. So, I wanted to kind of touch on that and figure out, like, first of all, what was going through your mind when you kind of knew I was pregnant but didn't have confirmation? I didn't tell you. Like, where was your head at? What were you thinking? How were you feeling?
I mean, it's always been the same with all the kids. You know, like uh, it gets kind of weird, more or less. You know, like you're hiding something, but not really. There's a lot of like you're like because it's like you want to tell me, but you don't. There's a lot of like subtle hints, and like as your husband and as a man, like you see signs. So it's like, all right, something ain't right. So you're kind of like, all right, what's going on? You know what I mean? And then so like you're just thinking about it, but then like and then like there's like there's things like
Yeah.
for instance, okay, like you like to drink wine, and wine's fine when you're pregnant, so to speak. But it's like even then, you're like scared to drink wine. Uh, you were eating certain things, but now you had these cravings. So you're like, and then like there's cravings, and then there's the oh, I can't eat that. It's gonna make me sick. I'm like, but you love this. Like this is your thing, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want it. It's gonna make me sick. And I'm like,
Well, let's touch on the fact, like, how did you actually figure out that I was pregnant before you decided to ask me? Like, what was the reason you asked?
the pregnancy tests.
Right.
There
When
was multiple. Like
you found them, right?
Brianna has this thing where she thinks she knows, so she'll go to the store and buy pregnancy tests in bulk. She'll just keep
I
taking
don't
them.
think I'm the only one that does
I
that.
mean, I'm just saying, like, all right, so we'll put it out there because so other people don't feel so bad.
Right.
Like, she is one of those people.
I am a serial pregnancy test taker.
She's
When
serial.
I think I'm pregnant, I will take multiple tests. I will compare them. I will make sure up until my first appointment that the line is getting darker.
Darker and darker, and then she'll date them.
I do,
She
yes.
dates them. She
Because
practically
well,
dates
I
them.
don't know if I ever told you why I do that. So basically your HCG hormone, which
Oh
is
yeah,
the
you did
hormone when
tell
you're
me. Yeah.
pregnant, it doubles every 2 days. So
Yes.
technically if it doubles, I mean if the line's getting darker, it means
It's doubling,
it's
which means
right,
you're
right.
you're pregnant.
Right, right.
Like you're getting close to being uh
Like a healthy
yeah,
baby,
healthier
yeah.
baby, yeah.
So it just like cures a little bit of anxiety because I feel like like before that first ultrasound, you just don't know what to expect, and nobody wants to walk into their first ultrasound appointment and find out, oh hey, there's no heartbeat or whatever, you know. So like, I guess that kind of like heals that part, that little tiny piece of like anxiety. Um, but yeah, so that's how you found out. So were you angry?
Never angry. Never angry about that kind of stuff. It's just more or less like, why didn't you tell me? It's the same thing you say to me about certain stuff.
Well,
Why
no,
didn't
and
you
I
just
get
tell me?
that.
Yeah, why didn't you
Well,
just tell me?
so initially, like I was telling you, like the doctor thought that I was going to have a miscarriage. So I had to repeat lab work, which I wasn't telling you I was going to the doctor. I just was going, but you didn't really understand or whatever
Right.
why I was going so often. And then it kind of, then you started finding out because, like, obviously, before I completed all the lab work, you found out. But um, we announced our pregnancy. At first, I feel like we both agreed that we weren't going to tell anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody. You didn't really care. But then I was like, okay, we'll just like announce it, whatever, after we told the family. Because I felt like also, in a certain extent, like I'm big on Instagram. If I get quiet on social media, people are going to start to
So
wonder
wonder
what's
what's
going
going on.
on. Right. So I was like, all right, well, we'll announce it and stuff. And
But also, let's touch on the point that you know it was our fifth kid, and the first four, just like 4 kids is a lot. Let's
yeah,
be honest. This day and age, 4 kids is a lot,
it is.
and it was a lot. It's a lot for us. Sometimes it gets a little tough. So even with that being said, like find out we're pregnant with the fifth, it was kind of like, this is our life, this is what we want to do. But at the same time, people are like, y'all need to chill.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, hey man, I mean, look, man, this is us. Like like family help when they can. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you go to bed, you wake up. This is our family, so you know what I mean. We want to keep having kids, we keep having kids. But everybody got their points and opinions, and you shouldn't have any more. Blah 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 blah. So that I feel like took a part in us kind of hesitating to tell everyone because it was kind of like you guys don't need no more kids. The 4 is enough. We got the
Right,
two
right,
boys and the 2 girls. You're
right.
good. You're already outnumbered. You know, yeah, all those
But
things.
in a sense, though, too, like she was not at all planned. Like
I mean, it was
I,
kind of a surprise.
yeah, and in a way, I do feel like it like the pregnancy couldn't have come at like a crazier time. Like it was
Craziest time.
already like we were already like I want to say we kind of really weren't getting along,
It was
and
tough.
then I got pregnant, and it was like a lot of people were like, how did that even happen? You guys don't. My mom said it in the video of me telling her that I was
Yeah,
pregnant. Like you guys don't even like each other,
you don't even like each
and
other.
I do feel like I did even write it down. I'm pretty sure I'm like, you know, I
Like
thought it came at a crazy time. I
yes,
honestly was like half excited, half nervous, and I like honestly instantly thought like I'm gonna have a miscarriage. Like not like because of how traumatic my birth with Bennett was. I was like, there's no way to Bennett's 10 months old. There's no way this pregnancy is even gonna stick.
Right.
But then as like we had the ultrasound and then we told everybody, um, and we told the kids and stuff, then I was like, this is I kind of had like an oh shit moment, like this is real.
That shit got real,
Yeah, it did.
so to speak.
Um,
Have to
and then
edit,
I and then
we have
I
to
was
edit that out. No, no, good, good.
I was like so sick in the beginning. I
Hmm.
was so sick and like and tired, and you
They
like
drained you a
really
lot.
yeah,
They really did.
and you like helped. You really did. You helped me.
I did my
Um,
best. I do my best to help.
yeah,
Believe it or
and
not, people, I know she talks about me sometimes, but I'll be helpful.
I vent. I'm
Help.
sure, yeah. But I wanted to touch on something real quick that through every craving, every sick day that you were home
Mm-hmm.
and like my emotional breakdowns and stuff, like you were there and you were always there to encourage me. And I don't think that I like ever thanked you for that or like stopped and took the time to like really appreciate, the fact that you were helping in a way, like you would help with the kids. Obviously, like it's
Yeah.
not really like I mean, you're their dad, but like
Yeah.
like
They can be
you,
a lot. There's a lot
yeah,
of them. They can
yeah,
be
run
like,
to the store for me and stuff
man,
like that. So
take the
I,
kids with you. All right, man. Look,
right,
I'm vicious on just packing up everybody and let's go.
right,
You know what I mean? Like, all right, mommy needs a break. Look, get in the van. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Give mommy a little hour. Like,
yeah,
and Bree's funny. Like, she'll you do this thing. I don't know if you know you do it, but it's like I know when she's starting to miss us. Excuse me, because like we'll be gone and it'll be quiet and she'll get a little nap in or she'll get done whatever she needs to get done and she's like, all right, where are you guys? What's going
yeah.
on? What's taking so
I'm
long? I'm
like,
like, all right,
damn it, I
mommy.
should have went.
I'm like, mommy misses us. It's time to go home. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, babe, we're on our way back. And we like literally, I've done it with the kids to where we're literally 5 minutes up the street. And I'm just like, and the kids are like, are we going home? Are we going? I was like, all right, just give it a minute. Just one more minute. And then boom, here comes the message or the phone call. And like, what you guys doing? Like,
yeah.
we're just in the car, we're chilling. Da, da, da.
Well, because like
Yeah,
I
I
know
know.
where
I'm
you're
like, all right, she
going, so
misses
I'm
us.
like, oh, I
Yeah,
thought
because
you
I'm
would be
like,
back by
because
now, or
she'll call me. I'll be at work. She'll call me. Like, oh my God, the kids been driving me crazy all day. When you coming home? Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get there, get everybody gathered up, put them in the van. All right, come on, we're gonna take a little ride. We're gonna go to the gas station. I don't really usually tell them until we get in the car, just so they know we're going somewhere. Pack them up, turn the radio on, and we'll just take a ride. Just give mommy a little bit of a break.
yeah,
If it's an hour, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. But I know when she's had enough of a break when she calls us or she sends that message. Where are you? What are you guys doing? I say, hey,
I know you're. I'm predictable, I guess. But
not all the time. That's it's cute.
we're trying to keep this under a certain amount of time.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyways, love you, love you, love you, love you.
Stay to the talking points, Michael. What are we doing?
Yes. Well, okay. I wanted to dive in more, like, about the cravings and stuff like that. And
Yes,
thank
you're
you
welcome.
for being there.
You're welcome.
So, I wanted to get into how preface this by saying like we already weren't getting along before I got pregnant, and then I got pregnant, and it was kind of like a happy like time. So we had like a honeymoon period, and then around, I don't know if you remember this, I was around like 15 weeks pregnant, and I had an emotional breakdown, and I asked you to please take me to get help, and I needed a break, and I wanted to stay at a hospital to get help. And do you remember like what your thoughts were? Do you remember what your response was when I asked for that?
I don't. What was my response?
So like your response was like, well, who's going to watch the kids because I have to go to work, right?
I mean,
Right. No.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then, but I want to know, like, do you remember that time? Do you remember that day? Do you remember how you were feeling?
I mean, I feel like we've been through this a few times. Um, what's interesting is like so when we go through those kind of situations, you know what I mean? Like, all right, when mommy needs a break, or you have these emotional breakdowns because this that wasn't the first time. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like it's more or less like okay, when I respond the way I respond is because of whatever might have happened in the past. Like okay, so I'm like all right. For instance, in that example, babe, I need to go away. I need help. Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. But who's gonna watch the kids because I got to go to work, right?
Right.
Because in the past it was like if I stay home with the kids, I'll call off work. I'll stay home with the kids. But then now, depending on how long you're gone, either I lose the job or missing out on money.
Right.
And then like you come back and you're like, oh man, now we're racking our brain trying to figure out how we got to catch up on bills and this and the third. So my mind frame when I say things like that is like, all right, so even though you need a break, like I can't take a break. Like, yeah, these are my babies. But at the same time, I gotta figure out a way to keep the house over our head, keep the lights on, keep everybody
Yeah.
fed. You know what I mean? So it was just, I go straight into survival mode almost to where it's like, okay, so all right, if you can't be home because you need to go away, what do we need to do to where I can get the kids somewhere to where even if it's after a day or two, like all right, I'll take a day off, watch the kids, but then I'm on the phone, I'm trying to figure out like, hey, grandma, hey, mom, dad, sister, brother, whoever, can y'all just watch the kids for a few hours so I can get some work done, so I can keep the lights on and keep the bills paid, even if it's a couple days out of the week, just so you know what I mean. I'll set the schedule at the job so everybody knows what's going on. So I like I said, I get straight into survival mode, like you know what I mean,
Yeah.
because there's been times in the past where these situations come up and I panic
Right.
and I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know what I
Well, and I
mean? And
do.
and you know what I mean. So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
mean, I understand that, but I've never looked at it that way, I guess.
Yeah.
So like when in the times that I'm like not getting like a like warm and fuzzy response from you, I'm just
Yeah.
literally like you don't have any emotion.
Yeah, but it's
And
not. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
and then and then like things like I think about things and I'm like, why don't you have any
Yeah.
emotion? Like I'm literally crying and falling apart and I need you and you
Yeah.
don't have it and you don't have any emotion. And I've always wanted to ask, do you notice like is it just like you've I feel like in the beginning it was like, and it's always like this. It's right. It's the honeymoon period or whatever,
Yeah.
and like things
Yeah.
things were like okay,
Yes.
great. Like you were doing nice things and stuff like that. Not that you don't now. It's just less.
Yes.
But I do genuinely feel like it almost seems like you're always in like survival mode or like
Yeah.
robot mode where it's like you do the same things every single day and you forget to show emotion.
It's true.
And I that I've told you before, like that's one of my love languages. And
Yeah.
I do feel like sometimes that's why like I get frustrated and then we fight.
Yeah. For me, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I forget sometimes, but it's like we have so much on our plate. It's like I feel like if I'm getting stuff done to where the kids need this, all right, boom. You need this, all right, boom. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm taking care of everything that needs to get taken care of, I feel like that everything is okay. But you're right. Like sometimes I lose track of just sitting down and doing things like this, like just talking or like hugs and kisses and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's always so much because we got a lot of kids. So there's always so much going on. And if it's not one of the kids that needs something, you need something, or the house needs something. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So like, if I'm not cleaning and cooking and changing diapers and you know what I mean, then I'm like, I gotta go out. The yard needs work and this that. So I feel like for me, if I'm just steady moving, then everybody should understand. Like, all right, daddy's doing stuff. Like I could, because we see the opposite. We
Yeah,
see
yeah.
those fathers or those men that, and this is no shot at nobody, but there's fathers and men that really just don't do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really just either they go to work and come home, or they don't go to work at all, and it's about the video games, or they eat a bunch of food and go to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? So
Do you take pride in the fact that you like to cook and
yeah,
you um more or less like exert a lot of energy into,
yes,
really playing hard with the kids?
yes,
And okay, and but do you feel like you could give me more? Do you feel
I
like you
do.
could be a more like show a lot more emotion when it comes
Yes,
to certain things, or like just like a simple like I need, when the kids go to bed, like let's, take a walk, or let's,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
do feel like sometimes I forget how, like, I don't, it's not that I forget, because honestly I'm here with the kids more
Yeah,
than you are during the week, but like
yeah,
it is like, I do forget how much energy and exhaustion when it comes to you, I guess, because I'm like, well, I know why I'm drained, but why are you drained? You've been
right,
at work. Like,
right.
work is and the way I see it, because I've been a stay at home, work from home, whatever,
Yeah,
influencer for, as
yes,
for years. I forget what it feels like to be outside the house. I
yeah,
mean, I've had jobs,
yeah.
but I do forget, like,
What it
it's
feels
really
like, that
not a
it's
vacation.
not, but at the same time, it's that grass is greener
Yeah.
type thing. Like, all
Yeah.
right, I'm home with the kids all day, and you're out by yourself all day. But it's like that, and we've had that discussion slash conversation slash argument to
Yeah.
where it's like you've been by yourself all day. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not doing nothing. But I'm like, babe, I'm at work. Like, they're not paying me not to do nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, and then there's days where I come home from work and it's like I clock out, I clock back in.
You
And
say that a lot.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, because I know being at home is work, especially when we got all the kids that we got. Like, being at home is work.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. And you're like, babe, I need a break when you get home. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, where's my break? Because I'm
Right.
like, I've been at work all day. And some days are easier than others. But nevertheless, it's still work. It's still a mental drain. Sometimes it's a physical drain. Sometimes it's an emotional drain, because what I do, I don't know if Bree told you guys, or if I don't know if you know, but I do pest control. So if I'm dealing with rodents, I'm dealing with bugs, I'm dealing with, majority of the time it's just pee, pain in the butt customers. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. It could be a lot on your
It's like
mental, your physical,
taxing
and your
and
emotional.
what was I gonna say? I find myself some days counting down to bedtime,
Yeah.
and I feel like bad admitting that as a
I
mom,
mean,
but I do. I find myself.
like I've said already in this video, a bunch of times, we have a lot of kids, so it's like
It's a
it's
lot.
almost it's a job. So it's like you clock in, counting down to when you can clock out. And
I
with
mean, I don't know.
kids,
Yeah.
sometimes there's no clock out. like like even bedtime can be extra, couple extra hours. You're like, man, come on, just go
Right.
to sleep. Just go to sleep, man. Like, what Samuel L. Jackson say?
Go. Yeah. My
But
favorite book.
yeah, that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. You count down the hours. You're like, all right. They wake up at X amount of time. You're like, all right, what time they going to bed? And like I said, bedtime's not always even bedtime, because I need a snack, I need a drink.
Right.
Mommy, I'm scared. Mommy, you're like,
Oh
man,
yeah,
go to
it's not
bed,
like
take your.
you don't turn
Yes,
anything off. It doesn't
yeah,
matter if they're in bed or not, because they're not actually in bed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So
But also, I was going to bring up, if you're okay with it, the next point.
okay,
We almost got divorced.
almost.
I think that was like a really
We got close.
that was like the darkest time of my life.
Okay,
We were split up for
couple months.
a couple
Was it
months.
a couple months?
It was like 2 months,
2 months.
and well, I mean, and it felt longer, because I do feel like before, like it was like a long, like long months.
Right.
There was short weeks. like
Yeah.
where you weren't home.
All right.
And
And it wasn't like I wasn't around. I wasn't around. It was more or less. I
stop
just.
talking for a second. So I guess we should address the what do
Elephant
you
in the
the elephant in
room.
the room, yeah. Um we almost got divorced.
Almost
Yeah. And we split up for 2 months.
2 months.
That was that was a lot for me in that time.
It's a lot for both of us.
It was like really extremely heartbreaking. A lot for me. It was
It's a
it was
lot for
it
me.
was it was it was like a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that you had brought up more than once.
Let's take a break.
Well, I don't know when else we would be able to do this.
Um,
If there's like never like you're home in the midst, and then yeah.
well, that's a good place to break. A break there. Wait a minute.
And
Well,
when are
we
we gonna
did.
finish it?
We could try again tomorrow. Try again Monday. And if we gotta do outfit changes, like we just explain to them.
I
See,
think I only have a couple more. Let's just finish it. And I'll try and edit it.
okay.
Um, it was really hard for me when we split up. I mean, it was a dark time, and then um, a lot of people actually asked me this. I don't know if I ever told you, um, where you were when Taya was born,
Yeah.
and
How's that work?
you yeah,
That's how
but
I cope. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you say.
so the week that she was born, I was having complications. And I had originally gone to the doctors alone on that Tuesday, which isn't usually, it's not like taboo because, like, after having so many kids, it's like I've gone to the doctors alone before, and that's not like the biggest, that's not like the biggest hurdle to jump over.
Right.
But when I had brought to your attention that like what I had gone for, which was, pain and I can touch on that another time, but basically what I had like I needed to go back and I felt like I called you. You were at work again. Um and I felt like your response to that was like kind of cold. And so when they had said, go to labor and delivery, you were with the kids and I called you and I'm telling you I'm here and you like I do kind of feel like you didn't take it serious and like you've explained why and stuff like that, but I do feel like there's a time that you didn't take it serious. In my head it was more or less like you were angry and I wanted to like kind of get to an understanding of like where that anger was coming from, and I want people to hear it.
So if if you felt like it was anger, I want to say more or less because of the situation behind the separation.
Right.
There's a lot of drama, and a lot of people got pulled into it that didn't need to get pulled into it. So there was a lot of anger from my side because I felt like you know with everything that we've been through, we were better than that.
You felt
But
betrayed.
felt betrayed. Probably just the same way as you did, if not more or less. But either way, but also with the situation when you called me, you were like, I'm going into labor delivery, blah blah blah. I felt like it was like bait almost.
Like a bait and switch.
Yeah, like a bait and switch kind of situation because we in the past we've been through these things where it's like the boy who cried wolf or the girl who cried wolf, to where it's like, oh well, you don't care and this is going on and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, oh man, like I got to be there and I run. to your rescue and there's nothing going on or it's not that serious. So with the drama and the people reaching out to me, telling me what's going on, and the situation, with the drama, the people reaching out to me, and the situation, it was kind of hard to believe exactly what was going on until it actually happened. And then when it happened, I was like, all right, well, let me do what I need to do to get there, be there, because I need to be there. I'm the father of the child. I need to be there. But it kind of was one of those things like I'm not going to believe it's happening until it happened with everything that's going on. If it was any other case, it wouldn't even matter. I would, hands down, like you tell me jump, I'm jumping. But with everything that was going on, I hesitated because I'm like, all right, man, like, this is her way of trying to get my attention or just trying to be around me. Because even when we were, if I remember correctly, even when we were separated, there were certain instances where like I would come and come and see the kids or whatever, and you there was things. It was always like a little bit of like a little event, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like if I would come pick up the kids, drop off the kids, or come and see the kids, and there's always a little couple little events. You know what I mean? So it's just like it was a rough time. So when it happened, when Taya came, like I said, it was like, all right, man, well, look, all right. So and so reached out to me. I'm not believing it. This next person reached out to me. Okay. Third person reach out to me. Where you at? What are you doing? The baby's coming. All right. Let me go see what's going on. And then now I'm getting now that I'm thinking about even taking that step further to go see what's going on. Now I'm getting pictures. The baby's here. Where are you? All right. I'm on my way. I'm here. I'm in the lobby. I'm at the hospital. I'm in the lobby. So minutes in. What do you
Yeah.
think?